Alright, so we're back in another video, back in another reaction. Mikey Williams versus Robert Dillingham, who is the king of North Carolina. Now, I do know, we're not even going to talk about Mikey. We already talked about him way too many times. But Robert Dillingham, I do know who that is. You know, he's smooth. He got game. I think he's also in that class of 2023 with Mikey and him. So let's go ahead and check it out. Who's the king of North Carolina?
Mikey Williams and Robert Dillingham are arguably
shout out to Juice Made
guards and overall players in the entire state of North Carolina. Now, about a week ago, I actually introduced you guys to Robert Dillingham, who's actually one of my personal favorite overall high school basketball players in the entire country. And in that video, I pretty much broke down his game and explained just how lethal of a scorer that he really is and how he is one of, or the best scorers in the entire country. Now, we all know how good Mikey Williams is. He's the third-ranked player in the 2020
You know what's crazy?
Class, and
I'm gonna keep saying this too. Mikey went from the black dude with the afro on Bronny's team and just elevated in front of everybody. Like everybody else on that team is having an average high school career in football, basketball, whatever they're doing. And there's Mikey that just blew up in front of everybody.
He's the one that gets the most attention across the basketball media
He get more attention than Bronny.
As I stated in the video last week, as good as Mikey Williams is, he may need to step it up because Robert Dillingham, who is considered to be the best point guard in the state of North Carolina, may have something to say about Mikey's ranking. Now, as good as Robert Dillingham is, and as exciting as he is to watch, he honestly does not get the respect that he deserves across the basketball world. He is rarely talked about and rarely gets any type of media coverage. See, I actually made a poll on my channel about a week ago asking you guys who is the better overall basketball player and who would win in a game, a one-on-one game actually up to 12 between Mikey Williams and Robert Dillingham. Now, if you look at the results after a week, Mikey won this poll.
Wow. 74-26. Wow. Interesting.
By a long shot. And I think I know why. I feel like it's more the fact that many people just do not know how good and cold Robert Dillingham is.
Now,
I'm not saying I disagree with the results, nor am I saying that I do agree. But all I'm saying is that out of 2,600 people that voted, nearly 2,000 of y'all picked Mikey Williams. Guys,
they know who that is. I don't know who Robert
that's
Dillingham
disrespectful
is.
to Robert Dillingham, and that's actually what inspired me to make this video for you guys today. So boom, guys, pretty much what we're going to do in this video is compare the two between Mikey Williams and Robert Dillingham. And the way that we're going to compare the two is by talking about their body of work. We're going to be looking at their play style, seeing what they do good on the floor and seeing what they don't. And finally, we are going to just look at their potential and see where they will be in about 5 years to determine who is the best player in the state of North Carolina. So make sure you stick around and watch the full video, guys. It's going to be an action-packed video, and do not forget to leave a like, guys. It definitely helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, guys. Shout out to all the people that liked the video before even watching the video. If you're new to the channel, yes, I'm talking to you. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 20,000 subscribers. We're almost to 11,000. And with all that being said, guys, I'm talking to you. Let's get straight into this video. So boom, guys, let's want to get straight into this video and compare Mikey Williams and Robert Dillingham to see who is the best player right now and for years to come. So the first criteria that we are going to judge them is their body of work. Now, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. Mikey Williams clearly has the better high school basketball career so far, and he has the better resume so far in his
Who does Mikey think he is?
See, Mikey Williams was the National Freshman of the Year according to Max Preps. He's also scored 77 points in a single game. He's averaged close to 30 points a game as a freshman, and he is arguably the most popular high school basketball athlete of all time. And he is also the third-ranked player in the class of 2023, according to ESPN. Yeah, Mikey clearly has a lot of his resume, and it looks like now that he is on a new state and on a new team, playing with new players with less media attention, guys, I'm anticipating that this coming season is going to be a great one for Mikey, and he's going to be even adding more to his basketball resume. Now, as far as Robert Dillingham, as I stated earlier, his resume is not as decorated and impactful like Mikey Williams. Robert played his freshman basketball season at Combine Academy, which is a postgraduate school or a prep school as they say. And I believe that he didn't even start on the team. Now, don't quote me on that. I think he didn't start on his team. But let's get back to the video. He had a great group of guys on that squad, and I believe they played a national schedule. Now, I don't know Robert's official averages because on Max Preps, they only covered 3 of their games. So it doesn't really give us an accurate depiction of how many points that he scored. But I'm sure that we can all agree that he definitely averaged more than 8 points. Now, of course, averaging 30 points a game is quite impressive. For Mikey Williams. However, since Combine Academy is a prep school, you do have to take into account the competition that is being played. Robert 100% played better competition, and I think that his points certainly do mean more than Mikey's did to a certain extent. Don't get me wrong, averaging 30 points a game and scoring 77 points in a single game is impressive. But I feel like as good and as lethal of a score that Robert Dillingham is, he certainly would put up similar numbers just like Mikey. But at the end of the day, that is a rhetorical claim and statement, so we have to give Mikey his credit and give him the win on this section. So boom guys, that was just a quick look at their body of work. Now let's actually take a look at their play styles and just see how good of a basketball player they are on the court. So in this section is where I feel like it's more of an even playing field, and it will definitely make for an interesting conversation. So let's go ahead and start off with Mikey Williams once again. Mikey Williams is a 6'3" guard that is elite at scoring the basketball. He is also an excellent shooter from all parts of the floor, and he can finish around the rim tremendously as well. The amount of fadeaway, contested, hard-arcing jump shots that I've seen him make, man, it's the main problem. It's quite impressive. Now, some of those shots I do think are not smart shots, but he's managed to turn some of those bad shots into his arsenal. The long-running mid-range twos to the crossover pull-up jumper from 3 are some of the shots that he loves to take. Mikey overall is a lethal shooter from the field, and I love that he's not just a one-dimensional type of player. He can score the ball in a variety of ways, whether it be inside and out, and I think it makes him a great player. Mikey Williams is a guy that can put players on posters, and he can finish very, very efficiently around the rim. Mikey just has a few flaws in his game, and he hasn't shown that he can be a lockdown defender. And he also does get lazy at times on the defensive end. And he also hasn't shown that he can be a legit floor general who can generate buckets for his teammates. Now, moving on to Robert Dillingham. So before I even say this, guys, what I'm about to say may be a hot take. Now, offensively, I think that Robert Dillingham may have Mikey Williams be as far as being the better scorer. From what I've seen, Robert just scores the ball so effortlessly, and the way that he can break down his defenders and either drive into the lane or pull up from mid-range, or even 3, is just flawless. There is a reason why people call him the baby Iverson or the next Iverson, because he is insanely hard to guard and he can score the ball literally anywhere and whenever he desires. This past summer, there was an AAU tournament where he averaged over 40 points a game that weekend. And if you see the highlights, man, it just looks like he was scoring the ball so effortlessly. I also do feel like Robert's driving kick game is much better than Mikey Williams, and he can find his teammates a lot better than him as well. Robert, in my opinion, since he isn't really reckless and out of control, can be a high-level floor general. Now, a few spots that I do feel like Mikey does have Robert beat is definitely his size and his strength, and also the 3 houses down. The potential to be a better defender, rebounder, and maybe finishing within the paint. But like I said, it's close in this section regardless. So boom guys, that was just a quick look at their body of work and their play styles on the floor. Now let's actually make the final verdict to see who is the better player and where these players will be in about 5 years. So both of these players are going to be one of the best players in the 2023 high school class. With Mikey, I feel like he will end up remaining as a top 3 overall player, and I think that Robert will end up being a top 10 overall player. I do hope to see both of them going to an HBCU to start a big trend for these black athletes going to these schools to start a movement. But if not, then going to the G League is also a great option. But overall, if I had to pick one player on who is the better overall player right now in this moment of time, guys, if we're being honest, it's honestly really, really close. See, if they were to play in a one-on-one game up to 12, make it, take it, Man, I feel like I would have to go with Robert. But then again, Mikey Williams does have the size, so I'm gonna have to let you guys decide in the comment section down below. Maybe I can decide and pick one in a later video, but right now, guys, I don't even want to start nothing. So it's a tie right now, guys. It's really a toss up. They're both great players. They're going to end up going to the NBA, in my opinion, if they just keep playing their cards right. And like I said, I wish the best of luck to both of these players. Shout out to Mikey Williams. Shout out to Robert Dillingham, guys. Like I said, I'm praying for you guys. I hope you have a great basketball career. But with all that being said, guys, that's actually going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you leave it.
Anyways, that's going off this video. Comment down below who you think is better, Mikey Williams or Robert Dillingham. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video.